Welcome, adventurers! What's going on, guys? My name is Cody. This is Taking 20, a channel about all things role-playing games. And today, we're talking about a dungeon master who had a player split off from the party, who wants to go in his own direction. And the dungeon master asked him to roll another character, and now the player is salty. Ugh, tough situation. But I've got some advice, so that's what I want to talk about today. I hope you guys are ready. Let's get started. Okay, so I want to welcome you guys to the first episode, edition, video of Call for Aid. That's what I'm going to call this series. It's a new series that I've been wanting to do for a while now because you guys ask me questions all the time on Facebook, email, Twitter, all that stuff. You guys send me direct messages asking me different questions about different things that come up in your games. And I thought, you know what? I've been answering these in email and Twitter and Facebook, and that's crazy. Let's just do these publicly, and hopefully people that have the same questions can benefit from some of these things. And I want to talk about all these problems and different things and different pieces of advice that I get asked for in this series. That's what this is going to be for. So, welcome to Call for Aid. Now, the ironic thing is that I've answered all the questions at the moment that I have. I've unqueued them. I no longer have anything in the queue waiting for me to talk about. So today, to start this thing off, to kick this series off the right way, I want to talk about a post that I came across on Reddit. In essence, what happened is the Dungeon Master had a player that was offered a chance to join the evil army, to become one to rule the land. You are so powerful, it would be a shame to put you to death. Instead, I offer you to join me. And so the player took him up on the offer, right? The player was like, you know what, let's do that. I'll join this evil army. But the problem is that they have left the rest of the group now. The rest of the group doesn't want to follow. This player's doing their own thing. And so the Dungeon Master asked the player to roll up a new character. And now the player is pissed off. Now the crazy thing is I have just had an almost identical situation come up in my Storm King's Thunder campaign that I'm streaming on Twitch. Before we started streaming, we had practically an identical situation come up with Chris and one of his first characters. I guess his first character. I don't think he's had more than one. My brother has had a few now. But Chris had a character named Aldous, who was this human sorcerer, I think, that was on the run from this lord and blah, blah, blah. And he had a great character. He had a really great character. And the party came to this point, this fork in the road, where everything had kind of broken down on them. All their heroic deeds that they were attempting to do wasn't really working out really well for them. And so the players were trying to run and get away from this situation they had created, where they were basically burning down Golden Fields, which was the main food source in the Sword Coast. They were burning this town down to the ground because of things, and the players were like, shit, let's get out of here, let's escape, we have a chance, there's some giants attacking the city, and this is a perfect opportunity to run away and get away from this horrible situation that we've caused. And Chris's character, Aldous, was at a fork in the road for his character, and he didn't want to just flee from this situation that they had caused. He wanted to redeem himself. He wanted to take a different path than the rest of the party. So I have had, as you can tell, an identical situation where the party wants to go one way, the party wants to do one thing, and one player wants to go and do something else. Now, this is not a typical split the party situation. This is not something where they are exploring a dungeon, or they're in town and one guy wants to go shopping and another guy wants to go talk to this cleric. This was something totally different. So it's important to understand that this was a defining moment that would be really, really tough for me as a dungeon master, or even my players, to come back together and reunite these characters to the party. I think it's really important to kind of understand that. Now, the first thing that I did when we reached this point, and that I would advise this Dungeon Master or Game Master that to do the next time this situation comes up, or what he probably should have done, is stop the game and talk to the player out of game, metagame the crap out of this. It is okay to break immersion and speak to your player to make sure that everybody's on the same page. I think that's probably what happened. I'm betting, because if a player wants to go one way and the Dungeon Master knows, I can't do this, I've got to balance both of these, I don't see a way I'm going to be able to bring these back. If he just pretends that, oh, okay, great, this is the story, all right, now roll up another character, that could create this situation that he's running into. He didn't stop and, like my last video I mentioned, set the right expectations with the player that, okay, listen, you've been presented with a choice. This character has been presented with a choice. I'm going to let you know right now that if you want to continue on this path, I'm going to ask you to roll up another character to join the group, to join the party, to be a part of these other people that are at the table. If your character doesn't want to be a part of this, that's totally and completely okay. I'm not going to force you one way or tell you one thing because I want to drive you in this direction to stay grouped up. It is okay for the character that you've created to take this path. But if you do that, you need to understand that I'm not going to be able to bring you back. I'm going to ask you to roll up another character, which is exactly what I did in my game. So once we reached this fork in the road, I stopped and I spoke to Chris and I said, listen, Chris, all of those things that I just told you guys, I'm not going to be able to do this. What do you want to do? And I also took the opportunity, I will tell you, that it may have been a little fortuitous that I stopped the game. It was a little early. It was about 30, 40 minutes before we regularly would have stopped. But I said, you know what? This is the natural breaking point. Let's stop right here. That way we can talk about this, about where we want the game to go, and come back next week. And that way everybody is on the same page. Nobody's feelings are hurt. And everybody has the right expectations that, okay, Chris is going to go off in this direction. His character Aldous is. And now he's going to be reintroducing another character to the game. You know, it does surprise me a little bit that Dungeon Masters are more worried about immersion sometimes than they are making sure that everybody's having fun at the table. That's a key part of what your job is as a Dungeon Master, Game Master, a storyteller, is to make sure that everybody's having fun. So it's okay to break immersion to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Now, I'm also going to be a little tough here on the player because I think that's deserved, that the player should have a better understanding of what the hell is going on at the table. Guys, if you're playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Starfinder, Edge of the Empire, if you're playing a tabletop role-playing game with other people, with other players, what are you doing? Stop breaking off from the party. Your character is not more important than everybody else. It is not acceptable for you to expect that the Dungeon Master is now going to devote 50% of the time in his game to you when all these other people are showing up to have a good time as a group of adventurers, as a group of characters, as a collaborative story. There is nothing collaborative about the Dungeon Master giving you all of the attention because you want your character to go do something special because you. Now, I know that's a little tough to hear, but that's the reality. Dungeon Masters and Game Masters are doing their best, generally, and you should do the same. You should do your best to be a part of the group. If you want to go off and join somebody evil, if somebody offers you to go off and be evil, talk to your party. Don't stop and say, Yes, I will join you. Me, I am important. Only me. I will leave everyone else to go off and do this thing on my own, and the Dungeon Master will give me all of the attention for my storyline. Me. You're being a dick. Don't do that. If you want to join the party, join the evil band, the evil brigands, the evil whatevers, that is okay. But stop and say, I am interested in joining your band, but before I leave with you, perhaps it would behoove you to ask my friends, my comrades in arms, to join us as well. They also could be valuable allies. You see what I'm saying? Go back and talk to the rest of your party. That way, if your party goes, no, I don't want to do this, and it's 3 versus 1, then guess what? You have 2 choices. You can let that character go off and do this, or you can stay with the party and fight the forces of evil. I guess your third option is you could always find another group playing the evil campaign that you want. And you know what? That is okay too. People, you don't need to stick with just one group forever just because they're your friends. That, of course, is another video topic, which I'll probably get into. But the point is, find another group, stay with the group. That's it. Those are your 2 choices. Find another group that wants to do what you want to do, or stick with the majority of the group. Don't be a dick. Don't expect the Dungeon Master or Game Master to devote that much time and energy just to your character because you want to go off and do something that no one else at the table does. So there you go, guys. There's my thoughts on this situation and what you should do both as a Game Master and as a player if one person at the table wants to split off and follow a different storyline that nobody else does. Maybe next time you guys come across this, or maybe the first time you guys come across this, you'll be a little better equipped to understand how to handle this, how to tackle this, and how not to be a dick and be too salty because you want to do something that nobody else does. So, what are your thoughts? Tell me below. Is breaking immersion, is there a better way to handle it? Should the Dungeon Master be more prepared if he's going to offer a player a hook that a player might take that hook? Who's at fault here? What are your opinions? Also, check the description below because that is going to be all the social medias, email address things for you to contact me, for you to submit a question, a problem, a thing to the next episode of Call for Aid. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this series, guys. I'm going to try not to edit it too much. I want to kind of go off the cuff. Yeah, let's have some fun doing these, but it doesn't work unless I get questions in. Also, I'm not going to be able to get to all the questions, so take that into consideration that if I don't answer your question, don't be mad, okay? Because there's only so much Cody to go around. Also, hit the like button. Damn it, man. It is ridiculous to get you guys to hit that button. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. If this is your first time here and you love role-playing games as much as I do, I'd love to have you subscribe. I'll be putting out new videos every week on DM tips, player tips, tutorials, and more. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, hit the subscribe button and come join us. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Cody, and may your games be filled with awesome memories and even better friends. I'll catch you guys next time.